going to be talking about tax payment, taxable income graph. So we have the blue line, and it's becoming ever and ever so more steep. And we call this a progressive tax. You can explain to me in the comments on the in-depth reason. I'm just trying my best to explain. The progressive tax, where the slope gets ever and ever, the tangent line gets ever and ever more steep. This is a thing. And now we have a straight line. Let me use a tool to make that straight line. Now this is a proportional tax, i.e. when the, let me just write this down. When the tax payment increases at, for example, this goes like here to this to this, the taxable income also increases. So the poor people don't have to pay as much taxes as the rich. So, and when you have to pay a boatload more taxes, then you have obviously your taxable income is going to be larger. And anything below that, when the tangent line is getting not as steep as before, i.e. the tangent line here, like at this point, perhaps like this. Now it's like this. It's like a flat line, and these are what we call regressive taxes. However, it's a different story when we go to tax rates and taxable income. As for rates, they're from a percentage. Like, for example, let's say we have a person who earns $20,000 and a person who earns $2,000. If we take 10%, this is the proportional tax. If we take 10% of each, then just gotta press this calculator times 10%. Wait a second, everybody. And that's 2,000. Yes, I got to use a calculator. Fine, I know. 10%, and that's $200. And we can see, we can calculate the percentage change. From 2,000, from 20,000 minus 18,000, since we're gonna deduct 90%, which means we have a net loss of 10%. Now we're gonna do the same for this. 1,800 minus 2,000 divided by 2,000. When you figure this, the percentage change for these two person A, let's call this guy person A, and call this guy person B. 20,000, 2,000, and now it all that comes out 10%. So we can see that if the tax rate is 10%, let's see here, and it's going to be a flat line. This is what we call a proportional tax, as they both lost the same percentage of income, of cash, or money, of resources, whatever you call it, and this is what we call progressive. Next, we have this, which is the slopes that go this, even if the slope is going like this, just a constant line from the origin, and it's just going straight up. And this is also going to be a progressive tax, as we're talking about tax rates, which is in percentage, and these two are going to be progressive taxes. And this is, we know, okay, I wrote this wrong. This is going to be proportional, I'm sorry. And this, anything that is going downwards like this, a downward sloping, are going to be regressive taxes. And that concludes my attempt at trying to explain how like tax payment, taxable income relationships differ from tax rates and taxable income. So I need to look into more real-world examples to perhaps display my understanding better and try and explain and try and communicate and articulate my expression, my way of expressing words better, because I'm just trying to communicate my best, man. That's all for this YouTube video. See you next time.